like Charlie, Jesus wants us the way we are. Somebody ought to hear that today. Everybody told you you were not any good. Maybe even your mama told you you were not going to be any good. Maybe your family told you you were not going to be any good. And guess what? By yourself, you are not going to be any good. But do you not know that God wants you the way you are? Born in sin, shapen in iniquity. God wants you that way. Even at your best, a filthy rag in his sight. But God wants you that way. You're not righteous yet. You're a wretch, but God wants you that way. Somebody ought to be excited that God wants you that way. You ain't got to pick yourself up. You ain't got to clean yourself up. You ain't got to get it right. God wants you that way. Somebody says, just as I am, without one plea. God wants you just the way you are. Sadly, many of us, come on, help me out, are going to miss our touch from God because we can't keep it real. Somebody ought to hear me today. The truth is, when you really keep it real, you know that you've come short of the glory of God. Somebody ought to holler at me. When you really keep it real, you know that the Bible describes you as being hell-bound. When you really keep it real, but aren't you glad you can keep it real with God? Too many of us are faking and shaking, trying to put a cover on who we really are. But can I tell you that God really knows? He can see down to the root of your hair. He can see beyond the makeup on your face. Somebody ought to holler at me. He's not impressed with what you got on right now. God knows you better than you even know yourself. So you might fake it and shake it with me, but I dare you to be real with God. Anybody ready to be real with God? You see, you ain't got to fix nothing up. God wants you just the way you are.